Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's craft of mint chocolate chip cookie sandwiches. Let's get to it. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the mint chocolate chip cookie sandwiches, and these are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need your mint extract, although it will work perfectly fine if you're not a fan of mint. You can just do it plain. You're going to need 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Great thing about butter is it actually gives you the amount, so it would just be cutting right there. You're going to need a 6-ounce of cream cheese. Most packs of cream cheese come in 8 ounce, so most have a little line, so I'll just be cutting right there for the 6 ounce. And then of course you need your chocolate chips. I will once again be using the Enjoy Life ones as they're allergy friendly, and I got the mini ones. So if you're going to use any other chocolate chips, make sure you get the small ones. And of course the main thing, the vanilla wafers. I'm using this brand as they're gluten-free and relatively allergy-free, although I will give a small disclaimer. If you have a peanut allergy, it's also a legume allergy, this is not the brand for you because they do use pea starch in their cookies. And also for a little addition, I will be of course using my rainbow jimmies. For a little addition, I will be using my rainbow jimmies as a bit of added decoration. They are gluten-free, but they do contain soy. Powdered sugar. You're going to need powdered sugar. Alright, first thing you're going to do is you need to use softened butter and cream cheese. So you could set these out until they get about room temperature, or you could pop them just for a few seconds in a microwave safe bowl in the microwave. Do not stick them in the microwave in their wrapper still. Alright, so I need 6 ounces from the 8 ounce pack. So there's the 6. I'm just going to follow along. And there's my 6 ounce block. Now, if it's not already softened at room temperature, just pop this in a microwave safe bowl and just blast in the microwave for about 15 seconds. You don't want to cook the cheese, you just want to get it warm enough to soften. And the same thing with the butter, except we're going to use 4 tablespoons of that. Save that bit for something else. And then you could blast that too to get it softened in the microwave. Not at the same time, in a separate bowl for about, maybe, you don't want to melt it, you just want to put it in for like 10-15 seconds. Just keep an eye on it. You don't want to melt it, you just want it a little bit softened. But like I said, you could leave it at room temperature until it gets done. Once your butter and cheese are softened, you want to blend them together with the hand mixer. Start at low speed and scrape as you go along. Once you get that nice light and fluffy and it doesn't look like there's many butter lumps in it, you can add next thing, which is going to be your 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. So you're just going to take a dry measuring cup, and making sure it's as level as possible. I'm going to mix that in. So I need a 1/2 cup as well. Make sure it's all empty. And you're going to stir that in. Eventually I will be probably doing a couple seconds with the electric mixer, but I just wanted to initially give a stir. This way I don't have sugar flying everywhere when I'm doing the mixing process. Okay. Just gonna give it a couple light goes. See, it's all bunching up there. Just go ahead and knock that down with your spatula. Okay, next thing you want to do is, this is optional now, is you could do your green food coloring. And just start slow. You could always add, but you can't subtract. That was about 5 drops. Let's see what color. Also optional is to add mint extract. If you're not a fan of mint, this will taste good just as is. It'll just taste like a cream cheese frosting with your chocolate chips and your green food dye. It will work even without the green food dye as well. Now the original recipe does call for a teaspoon of mint extract. I think that's a little strong, so I am just going to do about 1/8. You could always start slow and then add more as you go, because the last thing you want is to taste less like mint and more like toothpaste. So you can always build, but you can't subtract. Alright, so now your frosting, that's all stirred in. You're going to want to just toss in some of your chocolate chips. They measure out their chocolate chips to exactly 3/4 cup. I just judge and go with it. So I just sprinkle away. Alright, to me that looks like about good. And now I'm just going to stir, and then after those are all blended, I'm going to start sandwiching them in between the vanilla wafers. Okay. Alright, so I just have a parchment lined cookie sheet, and I'm going to take my one side of the vanilla wafer. And I think the original recipe said about a teaspoon. I think you can even do less than that. I think about half a teaspoon works. And you're just gonna scoop it on the one side like that, and then just sandwich it like that. Then you're just gonna set these aside in the refrigerator to chill, just to help that frosting get a little bit cooler. You're just gonna sandwich it like this. Now, these are served good as that, but if you want, you could also decorate, and I'll be showing you that next once they're all done and chilled. So that, about half a teaspoon. Like so. And if you're not a fan of vanilla wafers, you could try this with different cookies, animal crackers, any cookies. Pretty much will probably work. There, you just keep going until you run out of your cookies and your frosting, and then we'll chill for, you know, anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, or you can even let it stay for an hour in the fridge. It won't do any harm. And then we're going to do some melted chocolate and sprinkle toppings once it's chilled. So for this part, I took the rest of my chocolate chips and I melted them in the microwave. It took about 1.5 minutes. I did it for 30-second intervals. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your melted chocolate and your cookies, and you're going to dip your cookies into the melted chocolate. About halfway up, you go as far as you want. You can even cover it more with the chocolate, placing it on my parchment covered cookie sheet, and then put in my rainbow jimmies. You can also dip them in your jimmies or other type of toppings, sugar crystals, more chocolate chips. That's entirely up to you. I just want to repeat this for all of them. Now, if you didn't want to dip, you could do the swirl technique. So you just load the chocolate on your fork and just let the chocolate drizzle down. And you could swirl it, make it as nice as you want if you didn't want it drip. And just sort of spread the chocolate around like that. Just let the chocolate drip down in like a swirl. And then you could just sprinkle the jimmies if you want, or you could leave it plain as is. Just have fun experimenting with the toppings and your design. And once you dip them in your chocolate and add your jimmies, you just set them to chill for about half hour in the fridge, and that is what you're left with. Perfect for St. Patty's Day or for any day in particular. Enjoy, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's craft, and stay tuned as we have more fun ahead for this month. Until next time, hope you all stay well. Bye!